Yo, peace, peace. What's good, everyone? Yo, press 9 in the chat box if you can hear me and see me well. Press 9 in the chat box if you can hear me and see me well. We're going to take our time today, y'all. Got some time. I'm about to kick it with y'all today, so we are in no rush. We are in no rush. But let me get some feedback. Let me know if you can hear me and see me well. Shout out to everybody that's here so far. What's good, Toshia? Shadow Book. What's good, Janae, my moderator? Well, let me get those 9s. Let me know you can hear me and see me well. Let me get those 9s, yo. What's good, Vernita? How you doing? CC, C Diggs. Woo, you got one. One, I'm going to just call you one. All right, we good. I don't need any more confirmation. We good. We are in the building. We live, yo. We live. We are live. What up, Martina Scott? Good hollering at y'all yesterday. One of a few people that got my math, so they hit me up. It's good to speak to y'all. It's good. Cats are funny. Raymond L. Shadow Book. We are in the building, y'all. Like I said, I'm in no rush. We're going to take our time. I ain't been with y'all in a minute. So I'm probably going to start there. I don't really have a format or anything. But I'm probably going to start there about where I've been. What up, Chandria? Glad you're here as well. Pronounced charismatic. Okay, I see that. That's ill. That's ill. Appreciate that. Yeah. So as everybody roll in the building. So if I start reading all these comments, I'll start being mad slow. So let me tell y'all where I've been at first and foremost. So I want to say it's probably been about, probably about 7-8 months. Somebody may want to fact check. It's probably been about 8 months since I came on and made a video. So when I started this thing, I never wanted to get to a point where my goal was never a big following. My goal was never to put myself in position to be like a leader or anything like that. I literally started my channel and literally started sharing on YouTube because I had so much experience. And the spirit told me one day that my cup felt full. Whenever you start learning and start growing, your cup get full. That's why they say my cup runneth over, because you gain so much information, gain so much experience. And I got to the point where I was full. I woke up and I literally couldn't research anything. I couldn't do anything. I was just full. It's the best way I can explain it. So that led me to YouTube, and I started sharing just some of the things I was going through, some of the things I was experiencing. My first vein or first area of studies was dealing with the holistic health and also the history of melanated people, for lack of better words. So when I first got on the YouTube, it's not even this channel that I was first under, but I went on there, just shared information, and it kind of let go some of the things I was holding on to as far as all the information, all the experiences that I was gathering. So that turned into me doing a radio show with my blood cuz. Shout out to Orlando James. That's my little bro. So we started Mind Right Radio, which I still believe is up to this day. So after doing the Mind Right Radio, started getting a little traction. People started checking for us. My name started getting out there a little bit. And around that time is when I started getting deep into my altar work. The altar work is probably the first practice that I went deep into. So after I found all the benefits of the altar work, I made a video called How to Set Up Your Altar or something like that. I can honestly say that's probably the most, when people hit me up, they're always talking about the altar. And when you look in my channel, look at the numbers, that's the most views I've received on my YouTube is from my videos on altar or whatever. So I say that to say that I never came on this thing to build a following, build an audience, and all that stuff. And I'm stressing that because it's important that we differentiate people who are ultimately sharing their experience as opposed to people who have a motive to share things with you so they can build a community. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just saying, just hear me out. There are people out here that are sharing things in order to lure you in. So you have to depend on them. I can honestly say beyond a shadow of a doubt that one of the first teachers that I resonated in the internet was Brother Panic, Occult Lectures. He by far never made me feel like that he was trying to boost his ego or he needed followers. And you can tell people that are genuine because they don't have a motive. They don't have some sort of hidden agenda where it's like they share a little bit of information with you. Then they tell you, you have to go buy this and go buy that. And it seems like that's the formula. Once again, I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I'm just saying that is usually the template of someone who is trying to, it's called a funnel. They start you out with one thing and then they kind of spoon feed you to the point where you have to get this book, you have to take this class, you have to get this lecture, you have to attend this workshop. You have to go through everything that they have to offer. You have to end up spending a bunch of money. Now, for marketing, for business, for a lot of things that you use to make money, I personally don't see anything wrong with that. But when you're dealing with spirituality, and y'all hear me say all the time that you don't need anything. I'm wearing this shirt for a reason. The magic is within you. You don't need a person, place, or thing in order to propel your soul to get to the next level. You don't need anybody, including me. So when you're dealing with spirituality and you're dealing with humans that have an agenda and have a motive, there's a lot of people that are building audience and having followers, and they're putting you in a position where you feel like you need them. You're not making any moves unless you consult with your leader, consult with your teacher, consult with your mentor. So it's been on my spirit hard body, yo, to really come back and share just my views on that in particular, but just helping you go deeper within yourself so you don't have to rely on people. Because once you put your trust in people, people will always let you down. There's people right now that may have been following my content for 5 years. Hear me say one thing they disagree with, and that negates everything that I've said before. Just think about that, yo. You can give somebody fruit, information, and light for 5 years. They can rock with you, or 6 years. It don't matter the time. But you can give somebody that information, that give them all your all. They take that, grow, and benefit from it. Then you can say one thing or do one thing, and then everything goes out the window. I'm not co-signing. I'm not condoning. I'm not saying is he's right or wrong. But there's a person right now, very popular in the metaphysical community, and his initials are BP, like the gas station. Once again, I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I'm not condemning him. I'm not saying any of that. But I'm just saying that I'm sure there are people that have been rocking with this gentleman for a long time, that have benefited from his information for a long time. But now he gets one allegation and everything goes out the window. Me personally, I have not follow him. I don't follow his teachers or anything like that. I'm just making a point. So hopefully you see what I'm saying. And once you know the history of this country and the history of the powers that were, they always release something dealing with the charges that my man's facing. You figure it out. Once again, I'm not saying he's right or wrong, and I'm definitely not condoning anything dealing with little children or nothing like that. Hopefully y'all can get the point, but no matter how many times I say it, people don't mix my words up. But I came back because, like I said, my spirit has been on me hard, man. Because I feel like that I had a lot. I feel like in my heart that I feel like I shared everything that I had to share. You go on my YouTube, I've been sharing information for years. And I never want to get on here just to make videos and just to, like I said, add to a following and just get numbers up and stuff like that. So when I felt like I was just making videos to be making videos, I gracefully just like, yo, I need to take a break, because I never wanted to get into that, because that could become a trap door when you're just doing things because people expect you to do it. I pride myself on being sovereign and moving at the beat of my own drum, not following man, following spirit. So with that, I had to take a break and I had to step back. But like I said, the spirit been kicking me because there's a lot of things going on this planet. And I feel like it's an apropos time now for me to come back and share the information. So where have I been? Nothing's changed with me personally. I've been more unplugged than normal. Haven't been on social media. Like I was telling my accelerator members, shout out to them. See a couple of them in the building right now. I haven't looked at the chat, but I'm gonna go through and see what's good. But I was sharing with my accelerator members that I literally don't know all the way what's going on in Afghanistan. I really don't know what's going on the media and all that. I don't know. Never been on Clubhouse. I very rarely go on Instagram. It's just I'm focused on me. And that's another reason why I want to come on here, because I feel like there's too many people that are focusing on the world events, focus on everything that's going on. So I'm gonna start there. I'm gonna start there. That seemed like a good segue to start there. Y'all tell me right now in the chat, and shout out to all y'all that came through. We up there like 100 and something of y'all in the building. So definitely appreciate y'all for coming through. But tell me right now, what are the main events or the main news events that's going on out in the world? Tell me what's going on out in the world. Tell me what's going on. Give me some news. What's going on out in the world? Hey, what's up, Doris? How you doing, sweetheart? What up, Caesar? Peace, Sonia. Peace, Lynn. Hey, Rue. Tashlin. What's going on out in the world, y'all? Okay, we got earthquakes, vaxxers versus anti-vaxxers. There's a hurricane heading. The virus. And I don't know, I'm not worried about being demonetized or get my channel flagged or anything. I should be, but I'm really not. So I don't know what they're focused on as far as things you shouldn't say. So I'm just going to say whatever. Okay, COVID, Afghanistan, booster shots. Okay, somebody said, I have no idea what's going on in the world. The milk crate challenge, I caught wind of that. Hey, what up, Pick? Jay Webb in the building. The vaccine not working. System is failing. Lambda variant. Crap scene. They come in our seas. Fear, the Taliban, censorship. Fear mainly regarding the pandemic. I don't watch the news, I only know what I've read from other platform. The killing their president and Ayiti. Save your page, no say keywords. I'm not tripping off that. Earth is purging, Haiti president assassinated. Hey, what up, Mom Dukes? Mom Dukes in the building. See, that's, hey, yo, this is a prime example. My mom's 60-something years old, and I want to say for the past few years, she's turned in more and more of her consciousness, getting deeper into her consciousness, changing her diet, changing her thought process, changing the way she lived. You know, so don't think that your parents can't change. You know what I'm saying? Just the way it is. Like I'm seeing my mom grow right in front of my eyes. It's a beautiful thing. So shout out to Ma Dukes in the building. Food shortages. Joe Biden's clone. Aaliyah, peace and blessing be upon her. Something happened to Haiti. Eternal love. Okay, bless you. Okay. Everybody definitely show my mom Dukes love. What a Jazz in the building. Appreciate you. So is that everything is going on in the news, y'all? What else is going on? What else going on? Perfect love. Out all fear. Hurricane. Okay, so is that it? Isn't that enough? No, that's not enough. No, that's not enough. And part of my sweat, yo. You'll know when I get to talking, I get hot. So part of my sweat. Betrayal. Okay, I'm looking for specific news events that are circulating. Too much raining in China. Okay, what else? Oh, you can come back whenever you want to, Chandria. Warren Afghan, also thank you, beloved, for buzz on. Artificial intelligence, and welcome to everybody thanking me and everything. Just you're welcome to everyone thanking me. Brandon Toe, what's good, B? Brandon Tober, I ain't seen you in a minute, my G. What's good? Artificial intelligence, floods, earthquake, mainly the VATS versus unVATS. That's why I'm keep catching wind up. Okay, they pretty much gave you everything that we know. Okay, I trust SB. Trust you, Shanika, so thank you. All right, so now tell me what your purpose is. Tell me what your purpose is. Everybody tell me what your purpose is. Okay, UFOs increasingly showing. Detention centers being built in Australia. The Anunnaki and Draconian War. I don't think the news is talking about that. What's your purpose? Quick. What's your purpose? Everybody tell me your purpose. What is your purpose? What are you on this planet for? Okay, Janae, teaching and counseling. To bang on the wicked. I feel you, my G. Healing, healer. I don't know. Sovereignty from the matrix, global warming. Master myself, healing, transformation, to live in enlightenment and educate my seeds. What's your purpose, y'all? Come on. What's your purpose? I still don't know. Purpose to rewire the brain, teach, healing through art. I don't know, honestly. To learn, to inspire others, to break free of the matrix and to live as my higher self, to help others do the same. Generationally ascending, to teach the world how to use herbal medicine, to find my purpose, spiritual enlightenment. I don't know even, bro. I can't even try to figure it out. To live, I guess, shaking my head, teaching, for me to literally find joy in my life, counseling, healing, assist and awakening, to inspire, to be happy, my purpose, to gain understanding of self, counsel, and leadership. I'm still trying to find that out, inspired and ignite. So I'm seeing a lot of people saying once again, your purpose is going to be personal to you. But I'm seeing a lot of people saying healing, enlightenment. So yes or no, are you living your purpose? Yes or no? Don't put anything else in the chat. I want to see yes or no's. Are you living your purpose? You're watching this in a playback, answer alone. Are you living your purpose? Yes or no? And be honest. Yes or no? And somebody keep it all the way funky with me. Give me a percentage. What's the percentage of yes and no's that y'all see? What's the percentage of yes and no's y'all see? I asked, are you living your purpose? What is the percentage of yeses that you see? What's the percentage? Is it 40% of people say yes, they're living their purpose? 50% people say yes, they're living your purpose? What is it? I would say it's probably about 60% yes said yes, about 40% said no. I'm with you, Samari. I would say about 60% people said yes. Can we agree on that? It's about 50-50, for real. And 100, we got 130 people on here. 130 people didn't answer. So I would say about 60% of people said yes, they're living their purpose. 40% of people said no, they're not living their purpose. Next question. This is yes or no. Have you learned all your life lessons in this lifetime? So far, have you learned your life lessons? Do you know what your life lessons are, and have you learned from them? Life lessons are things like laziness, standing up for yourself, being a go-getter, follow through, being obedient to certain things, certain morals, certain moral codes that you may have. Are you learning your life lessons? Are you still experiencing things that's pissing you off every day? I'm seeing a lot of people saying no, dealing with their life lessons. A lot of people saying no. I would say a lot more people saying no with that than their purpose. Next. All right, I want to go through that. I'm taking my time. I want to spend some time with y'all, but I still want to go through this thing. So, yes or no? Stop saying anything right now. Yes or no? Are you doing what you want to do every day? Yes or no? Are you doing what you want to do every day? Yes or no? Are your desires being fulfilled? Are you doing and living the life that you want to live? Yes or no? And be honest. And if you don't want to be honest, don't answer. Nope, nope, nope. Hell no, no, no. Hey, yo, hey, Bella said, hell no. Nope. Okay, so as we ask these questions, we're seeing more and more no's. No, 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 no. Hey, what up, Chad? Chad Robinson in the building. Peace to the God. Tyrone, what up? What up? Okay, so last question. Stop answering that one. Last question. Do you have a spiritual practice that you're comfortable with? Do you have a spiritual practice that you're comfortable with? That you feel like your spiritual practice is helping you flourish and grow spiritually and reach higher levels of enlightenment? Do you have a spiritual practice right now that you're comfortable with? Yes or no? Okay, a lot of yeses, a lot of yeses. A lot of yeses on that one. A lot of yeses on that one. Okay. So when we look at everything, when it relates to you, I ask you, do you know your purpose? Have you learned your life lessons? Are you doing what you desire to do? And do you have a spiritual practice? I want to say just guesstimating, because that was a lot of feedback, and I appreciate everyone's feedback. Just guesstimating, it's about 50-50. Can we agree on that? It's about 50-50. It's about 50-50. Now, I want to ask you this, and remember what we're talked about so far. But now I want to ask you this. About 50-50, I would say. My moderators like check me if I'm off on something, but I think it's about 50-50. So we could say half the people are doing probably what they came here to do, and about half the people are not living a life in that complements their soul's objective. All right. So what are the two things that separates all humans? What are the two things that differentiate me from Janae, me from Shanika, me from Martine and Scott, me from, or you from XYZ? What are the two things that separate all humans? What makes you unique as a human being? What are the two things? And if you're one of my accelerator members, you remember me speaking about this on a webcast. Don't say anything. Okay, perspective, genetics. Okay, let me say this too. It's something that you control. You don't control your genetics. You don't control like where you were born at. It's the two things that you control. And somebody already got it. The question was, what are two things that separate every human being? What are the two differentiating factors that separate all humans, that makes everyone unique? People can share a purpose. People can share desires. Everyone has free will, quote unquote, that's a whole nother lesson. Because if you truly have free will, manifest $2 million. Jump off a building and fly. Go in front of a car and make that car stop. Free will is a human's egoic way of saying that you can do everything you want to do. And that's false. I don't want to get into it. We can get into it when I entertain some questions, but free will is a misnomer. So what else we have? Perspective and awareness. Yeah, people got the answer, so I'm just going to give it to you. Your level of consciousness, which means awareness, and the choices that you make. Those are the two things that separate every human from everybody. Your level of awareness or conscious level, the things you know, and the choices you make based on the things you know. Can y'all see that? So I want somebody to type in the chat box. The two things that separate all humans are your level of consciousness. Consciousness just means awareness, and the choices that you make. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that very clearly? This isn't trickery. I don't want to get up here and speak high level. I want to make sure that everyone understands what I'm saying. So two things that separate everyone: what you know and what you do based on what you know. Choices and awareness. And your choices are based off your awareness. Right now, this is a good example. Right now, you can go to a fast food joint, and I'm not promoting fast food. I'm just making a point. Right now, you can go to a fast food joint. Say it's one you've never been to, or say a restaurant. Say it's one you've never been to. The more items they have, the more confused you're going to be. You feel me? If you go look at a menu and there's like 20 million things on that menu, and you out there to dinner and you want to pick something to eat, because there's so many things on the menu, you might be overwhelmed. Like, man, I don't even know what to pick. You feel what I'm saying? But if someone recommended that restaurant to you and told you, hey, yo, Shanika, when you go to that restaurant, hey, you might want to get those lamb chops. Your awareness your awareness, things that you know about the restaurant is heightened because someone gave you a tip. Someone gave you a plus. Someone put you on. So now when you go to a restaurant, you see all the things on the menu, but you know what? My man said to try the lamb. So that's my choice. Because you have more information, you are able to make a different choice. You follow me? Another example, in case that doesn't sink in. Like I have the Fire Stick, so every movie is at my disposal. Go to whatever you stream your movies from, and if you're having a movie night, it can be troublesome finding a movie because you have so many different choices. The more choices you have, the more confusion you have. But once you know what you want, it's easy to make a choice. So out of all the plethora of movies, what do? Oh, I want to see some action like. So now you go to the action genre. You minimize your choices. You allow your awareness to focus on something minute as opposed to the whole. Y'all see what I'm saying, y'all? Am I following you? Or am I losing y'all? I want to make sure that we're all together. This thing is about awareness, what you know, and the choices you bake on what you know. Now, going back to what I was saying before, Everyone knew about everything that's going on in the world. I don't want to repeat it, but everyone told me about everything that's going on in the world. But when I ask you about yourself, what is your purpose? Something you should know. You came here to earth. Why wouldn't you want to know what the hell you came here for? But yet you know about the vaccine and the Taliban and all this other things that, truth be told, you ain't gonna do anything about. Just like when Ferguson happened, everybody tweeted, reposted, and everything. But how many people actually went to Ferguson and put in that work? When anything happens, most humans just repeat it and retweet it and talk about it, but yet they don't do anything about it. So when I asked you what's going on in the world, got a lot of answers. We got the news was broadcast on S.Ali Meyer's YouTube today. We know everything that's going on in the world, but you don't know your purpose. You don't know what lessons you came here to learn. You're not living the life you want to live by living out your desires, doing the things you truly desire. And it seems like you got a spiritual practice. But if I really dig deep into your spiritual practice, you may not really truly have a spiritual practice, because your spiritual practice should help you know your purpose, help you learn your life lessons, and help you live the life that you want to live. So now that you see that what you focus on and what you pay attention to, that's what you're going to know. And the awareness that you're allowing to your being about things that you're not going to do anything about, it's not adding to your livelihood. So the first challenge that I recommend that you all do is turn off everything that doesn't serve your greatest purpose. Turn off everything that does not serve your purpose. Now, if things do serve your purpose, like say that you're following along with the vaccine and the pandemic because you want to start something, by all means, that's part of your purpose. So you want to be informed. But most of you don't want to do anything. You feel what I'm saying? So why are you focusing on something that you are literally don't have anything to do with? So there's one word, and it starts with a D, that all these things outside of yourself are meant to do to you. And you can call it the group that starts with the I in a pyramid. You can say it's the handlers. You can say it's politics. You can say it's the powers that work, the media. But they're releasing all these things to do one thing, and it starts with a D. And I'm looking, and already people got it. It's distractions. It's distractions. Everything that doesn't serve your purpose, help you learn your life lessons, help you live the life you want to live by exercising your healthy desires, and adds to your spiritual practice are distractions. Now, I'm not talking about your children, your job, and stuff like that. But even that could be a distraction to an extent, if you're putting too much focus in on that and you're not living your purpose, learning your life lessons, living the life you want to live, and having a spiritual practice that help you gain greater levels of enlightenment. There are distractions. And when you look at the word distraction, it's dis and traction. What does traction do, y'all? What is traction? What does traction do? What does traction do, y'all? Somebody tell me, what does traction do? Why is traction very important? Get a grip, a track, good one, Caesar. A track has the word traction as part of it. Slow you down, stop you, or slow you down, take you off course. Provides forward movement. Good job, Navak 11. Traction helps you go. If you get in your whip right now and your tires are all the way wore out, and say it's snow, are you going to have any traction? If you get a whip and your tires are messed up, what they call bowed or something like that, when your tires get wore out, you're unable to go forward. You're stuck in snow. Your tires are just going to spin. So all they're going to do is just spin. It's called spinning in place or running in place, similar to a treadmill. So distraction, it disables you from moving forward. So when you focus on all these things that are outside of you that serve as distractions, you're not able to move forward with the things that we previously talked about. Living your purpose, learning your life lessons, living the life you want to live, and having the spiritual practices that helps you gain higher levels of enlightenment. That's what the distractions are here for. So that leads me now to, and once again, I'm just going with the flow. That leads me to what's going on this planet. And the reason I want to entitle, What Are We Doing Here? Did you just think about this, y'all? On a soul level, did you come down here? Did you choose to come down here during 2012, during 2020, during this great awakening? Did you choose to come down here to study other people that don't have your best interests? If that's what you came here to do, you need to unsubscribe and go do that. Because the people that I resonate with did not come here to study people and study things outside of themselves that do not serve their higher good. And when you think about it like that, you're like, no, I didn't come here to do that. But look at what you're doing all day. You're talking about things that don't matter. You're watching videos and focus on things that don't matter. You're listening and connecting to people that you truly don't like. You're around family members you truly don't resonate with. You're going to jobs that you truly don't want to do, that it doesn't serve your purpose. You're repeating the same mistakes that you've been doing for lifetime after lifetime. But yet, that's not what you came here for. And you consciously know this, but yet when you look at it and go throughout your day, you're like, well, I don't have time to do. You know how many people tell me they don't have time for XYZ? You have time for everything you want to do. You have to learn one thing, and it starts with a P. If you feel like you don't have time, what is that one word that starts with a P that you need to start focusing on? Type that in the chat. What's the one letter starts with a P that most humans, in my humble opinion, need to focus on? Jordan said it. Priorities. Priorities. There's 194 people in here. 194 people felt it was a priority for them to come hear what I have to say. For whatever reason. The reason you're not accomplishing and getting things done the way you think you should is because you don't have priorities. It's called, in science, it's called, or in the health, what you call it, mental health community, science or whatever, it's called cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance. What does cognitive dissonance mean, yo? What does that mean? What is cognitive dissonance? What is cognitive dissonance? What's cognitive dissonance mean? What does cognitive dissonance mean, y'all? Thank you, Ed. Believing one thing, but saying and doing contradictory things. It's when you want something, but you do something completely different. Easy example is a person that wants to lose weight, but yet they eat cakes and ice cream all stinking day. That is cognitive dissonance. Right now, as a melanated people, we want to be free. We want to be, all these things, but our actions don't line up with that which we want. And I'm not going to get into it because that'll really piss some people off. We say we want things, but yet we do the complete opposite. That is cognitive dissonance. So what I challenge y'all to do is start really having true priorities. Really focus on what you want to focus on. Your purpose. Learning your life lessons. Because your life lessons are the things that keep you in this cycle of reincarnation, coming back. Because you haven't learned the idea of patience. So yet you keep coming in a human body in order to get this thing right. There are so many lessons that we have to learn. And that's the reason why you keep coming, or one of the reasons you keep coming back into a human body. So I challenge you to really focus on what are your priorities. And the thing that would help you start to get some traction and move towards your goals is having a strong reason why. WHY. Why do you want to do something? The example I like to use with this is most people go to a job they hate. Why? Because they want to pay their bills, they want to eat, they want to have a shelter, they want to take care of their children. Their reason for going to that job is greater than the hell they deal with at their job. Y'all see that, right? You go to your job if you hate it because you have a strong reason to go there. Could be a lifestyle. There's a dude I follow on YouTube. Y'all know I love battle rap. So any entertainment that I watch that has nothing to do with me, it's going to relate to battle rap. That's my soap opera. That's my drama. It is what it is. That's what I'm into. So any useless information has nothing to do with anything, I'm gonna watch battle rap. That's my veg out entertainment. So there's a vlogger I follow on YouTube, and he's very health conscious. Long story short, his job is telling him that he has to get, the jab in order to keep his job or whatever. And he's sitting there like, man, I don't want to do this and stuff. I pride myself on having a healthy lifestyle and all this stuff or whatever. But now they're giving me no choice. He said the words, they giving me no choice. I have to get this eventually in order to keep my job. Me, I'm looking at that like there's no way I would let anybody stick a foreign object in my arm in order to keep a job. I would downsize and move out the country if I had to before I let someone make me do something that's against my will. My reason why for doing whatever I want to do and being sovereign and being free is more important than gaining a lot of money or having a higher paying job. You'll see that example. Having reasons why will allow you to make better decisions or choices based on your awareness or conscious level. See how everything connects. So know that you have to raise your awareness, and you make choices based on your awareness, and having a strong reason why will help you do some of the things that are harder. Like I say all the time, like I wake up probably about 4:30 every morning. I meditate and go to the gym. I'm back home by 8 o'clock. And the reason I do that is because my days are way more fruitful when I'm in that. When I get my morning habits done, my morning routine in, I'll feel way better throughout the day. And therefore, I feel better throughout the week. And therefore, I feel better, period. Having a reason why is easy. It's easy for me to do things I know people don't want to do. People don't want to wake up, meditate, and go to the gym. I know that. Do cardio too. But my reason why is strong, so it makes the act very easy. It's easy for me to do that once I got into the habit of doing it. All right. So hopefully y'all get this, man. Hopefully y'all get this. Let me get some 9s in the chat box if this message resonates with you. I'm not done, but let me get some 9s in the chat box if this message resonates with y'all. Then I want to share what came through yesterday, and then I will take any questions or whatever if we have any. So what are we doing here, y'all? What are we doing here? We should be living our purpose. We should be learning life lessons. We should be living the life we want to live by exercising our healthy desires. And we should have a spiritual practice that helps us reach greater levels of enlightenment. If your days are not, I'm not saying all revolving around that, but if your days don't have some of those things in it, and all your day is consumed with just scrolling social media, working, taking care of the kids, just living life, don't tell me that this is your last lifetime, yo. It's not your last lifetime. You're in my humble opinion, you're knuckle dragging. You're knuckle dragging. And I say that out of love, yo. I ain't going, I don't want to front with y'all, man. Okay, y'all getting it. I'm seeing some people getting it, yo. Okay, so that leads me to what came through yesterday, yo. So I'm out with the whiz. We riding around, just building, talking or whatever. And something came through, man. Something came through. And what one artist is known for rocking a mask, hard body, for most of his career, or most all of his career under one name? What artist is known for rocking a mask? M-A-S-K. M-A-S-K. What artist is known for rocking a mask? Hip hop artist. Who is known for his whole career rocking a mask, y'all? God dang it, Ed. I don't know who you are, bro, but you are in tune. You are in tune. Ghostface did too, but he didn't have a mask. He had like a stocking cap, but he took it off eventually. You know what Ghostface looks like. You don't know what Doom looks like. Unless you go back into KMD, you don't know what Doom looks like. MF Doom, y'all. Peace and blessings be upon the God, Daniel Dumoulin, man. By far my favorite MC in this lifetime, Doom. So yesterday, his energy came through hard body, yo. Hard body. And this is the stream of consciousness. It continued to this day. I was literally getting streams of consciousness right before I came on. So I'm looking forward to sharing this with y'all because it's fresh off the press. So, like I said, me and the Wiz, we riding around doing what we do and stuff, and like Doom's energy just came through. And I was like, man, something Doom. I said, it's funny that he transitioned during this pandemic when everybody's wearing a mask and he was known for the mask. I was like, yeah, very interesting. And then she proceeded to tell me that what day did he transition on? Y'all know what day he transitioned on? Transition on October the 31st. And what is October the 31st known as? Halloween. And what people wear during Halloween? A mask. So we have an individual who transitioned during Halloween, known for the mask, during this pandemic, that the mask is at the forefront, and he wore a mask his whole career. Is that a coincidence? If you know anything about metaphysics and the occult, if you know anything about pop culture, the gods came through and are now your celebrities. That's why we call them celebrities and you celebrate them. And furthermore, we call them stars. What do you do to stars? You look up. Where do we say God is? In the sky. So this is for, I'm challenging y'all, because this is for people who have a metaphysical eye that can see things that's going on. The gods, celebrities come through, and most humans focus on pop culture. So the gods in the sky or in the heavens, quote unquote, works through humans as gods and get messages that are divine. This is no coincidence, y'all. I'm not sure if anyone's ever spoke about it, but I'm going to share the stream of consciousness that I received from the God. All right. So Doom has always dropped jewels and knowledge. You can tell he has knowledge himself. He's God body, but he's not one of those overly preachy individuals. You feel what I'm saying? So he's the kind of cat that he's going to drop jewels on every CD, but it's never going to be so oversaturated where it's like corny or whatever. The first album that Doom released, what's the first album that Doom released, yo? Let me test y'all. What's the first album that Doom released, yo? First album that Doom released. A lot of y'all have never heard of him before. I already know, but y'all going to hear about him now. And I'm going to challenge you to go check out where I'm going to recommend, because he gave some divine messages, and there's no coincidence that he transitioned during his time. This was a profound divine revelation I received, and I'm happy to share it with y'all. Operation Doomsday. His first album that released under MF Doom was called Operation Doomsday. Doomsday. So I'm not going to get into no conspiratorial or get into something saying that this is the end of the world. even though I've been on record saying this is the end of the world as we know it. The world is not going to end, but it's the end of the world as we know it. When you read the prophecies that the ancients talked about, they said that the world would become upside down, that we'll go to the fourth dimension or fifth dimension, that it will be heaven on earth, the golden age, all these different names that they reference. It's usually preceded by what they call doomsday. So the title of his album that he released under MF Doom is called Operation Doomsday. Very important. So that I was thinking, and this is the stream that's coming through or whatever. So I'm like, okay. That led me to what album did he just specifically and just explicitly just give up the game? There's one album in particular, and I'm just going to say it because I don't think there's too many Doom fans in the building, but there's one album where he basically didn't, it wasn't encrypted. He explicitly said exactly what the hell he'd been saying for so many albums subliminally. He just said it outright. And that album is called Keys to the Cuffs. And I'm going to put that in the chat. I want y'all to study this album. Keys to the Cuffs. And it's with Doom and a cat named JJ is his initials. And it goes under JJ Doom. So Keys to the Cuffs, JJ Doom. The significant thing about this album, Keys to the Cuff, was he released it when he was back in Europe. He's originally from Europe or Great Britain or something like that, UK, and he lived in Long Island, lived in New York for a long time, but he didn't have residency in the US. So he did a tour in Europe, and they wouldn't let him come back to the US. So he was like, man, after US, I'm done with it, or whatever. This was the first album he released after leaving the United States. It's coincidentally, or not coincidentally, called Keys to the Cuffs. What are cuffs, y'all? What are cuffs? They are things that keep you bonded and shackled. It's very akin to our earthly existence. You're bonded in a human body. Right now, your soul is bonded in this thing called the human body. And once you die, and when you go to sleep, your soul is able to exit out the body. But you're kind of locked into the third dimension while you're here until you transition. So it restricts you, shackles. What does a key do? A key is unlocking that which is keeping you bondage and shackled. So I don't think it's any coincidence that the god Doom called the album Keys to the Cuffs. When you look at the symbology, the symbolism on the album cover, and I'm going to go through some of the songs or whatever real quick, but I want y'all to study this more importantly, because that's the message I feel in my heart that he wanted me to share with y'all, was to study this piece of work. I believe he made this transition during his time. So it's like, oh, okay, there ain't no coincidence. Let me look into this. And like I said, that album is the most explicit information he's ever shared on any album. I'm a lifelong Doom fan or whatever. And the top everything off on that album, guess what teacher he used sound clips of throughout the album? Guess what teacher, very popular metaphysical teacher, he uses all throughout the album using sound bites? What teacher? Y'all guess while I pull this up. What teacher did JJ Doom on Keys to the Cuff have all throughout the album, yo? Okay, Toshia, you are already hit. Bobby Hemmett, yo. He got Bobby all through that album. So you're talking about an underground artist, very popular. So once you look up Doom, if you're not familiar, you'll see he had a very cult following. Never sold out to the system, never wore a skirt, never got shot in the butt, never kissed a man on the mouth, all the things that Hollywood makes you do. He's never done any of that. But that album was released and it was featured #1 for a short stint. And subsequently sold 333,300 copies. Y'all don't hear me though. All right, so that album, Keys to the Cuff, first song called Waterlogged. If you know anything about water, what does water do as far as your immune system? It helps the immune system. If you just look at the titles of the songs on the album, you're going to get some information. But what I challenge you to do is actually listen to the album, pull up on YouTube the lyrics. So go to the album, put the song JJ, put the name JJ Doom in YouTube, put the title of the song and put lyrics. Look at the lyrics as you listen to the song. I promise you, he's laying out blueprint and tools in order to unlock yourself during this pandemic and more importantly, during his life existence. I believe this is his Bible, so to speak, as far as sharing with humanity things that he know can help people. And to be honest, it might have been one of the things where, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really don't know how he transitioned. We don't. Nobody knows how he transitioned except for his family, probably. So Waterlogged. Governor. Like in the song Governor, I wrote something down too. This is a quote from Governor. As the dollar continues to lose momentum, he need land from murdered Indians that represent him. Gold is up. Urging all thugs, trade me your chains for cash and splurge it on drugs. A more secure investment, food and water, a couple gallons for your cutest daughter. He's talking about how gold is on the up, how the dollar is coming down, how they went from cash for gold. This was in 2012 he was talking about this. So then he has a song called Dog Friendly. What happened during the pandemic? You look at Petco and ownership of animals, it went up. It went up. Dog Friendly. Boring convo. Conversation became boring during this so-called pandemic. No face-to-face interactions. He got a song called Boring Convo. I'm just going through this real quick, yo. I want you to do the research. I don't want to put my thoughts into you. So you'd be like, okay, I at least said that. Now I see it. I want you to see it for yourself. Increase your own awareness. But then he has a song called GMO. GMO is probably the best song on the album, in my opinion, and it's the most explicit. Couple of things he said on that song. And it starts like this. There they go, feminizing men again. There they go, feminizing men again. Them pretending they don't know when we know estrogen. He's talking about how they put estrogen in the food and is calling females to grow breasts and stuff at an early age. And I'm not saying there's people who come in and they feel like they're in the wrong body, but there's a lot of people who are just more feminine, who are straight, but they're so feminine that when it's time for them to stand up for themselves, they ain't even going to do it. They're docile. That's the point of feminizing men who are warriors. It makes you docile. So when it is time to fight, yeah, I'm good. And I'm not saying anything about homosexuality. I'm saying the energy. If you're God body and you're strong and you're masculine, but yet you consume a lot of estrogen and a lot of things that this place called Earth will put in you, you become very feminine. So you lay the guns down and let people just run all over you. So he starts out the song, there they go, feminizing men again. Then pretending they don't know when we know estrogen. And then he says, will the Frankenfoods kill us? Frankenstein foods, Frankenfoods. Will the Frankenfoods kill us or turn us into things off Thriller or dang gorillas? Will the Frankenfoods kill us or turn us into things off Thriller, Michael Jackson movie Thriller, or gorillas? Basically going back and reverting back to monkeys, if you believe that. Breeds of a needless variety. In the name of greed, we get a seedless society. Where are the seeds and fruits? I'm 44 years old. I remember eating grapes with seeds. Oranges had seeds. Apples. Every fruit has seeds. Where are the seeds? In the name of greed, we get a seedless society. I'm telling y'all that God is on it in this album. And I just don't think it's a coincidence that the stream of consciousness came through the day of I decided to make this live stream. And like I said, the stream's been continuously coming through. He's been in my head since I've started this. You know what I mean? I'm finally able to get it out, and hopefully the energy can kind of dissipate. So he has a song called Winter Blues, yo. Melanin on melanin, talking about the melanin. Winter blues. What happens during winter blues? The sun isn't out as much. What happened when you went inside? You weren't able to charge your. Put it together. Please put this together, yo. I don't want to give it away to you. Put it together. Winter blues, talk about recharging your melanin and stuff like that. Who we have on there? Jewel Pookrum. All your favorite metaphysical teachers, he has it on his album too. And it's more and more, but the last song, and you cannot make this. The last song of this album that he made in 12, the last song, you know what it's called? Wash Your Hands. Last song is called Wash Your Hands, y'all. If you need any more proof, in my opinion, that the God prophesied and gave us jewels and gave us a template in his demise and his, what you would say, untimely death or transition was not untimely, that he highlighted something because he came here and did his work. He had a purpose. He learned his life lessons. He lived a life he wanted to live, and he had a spiritual practice that helped him gain enlightenment. And he did that within 50 years. So his time was done. Study the album, Keys to the Cuffs, y'all. Quote on that last song, Wash Your Hands. Villain bring his own mug to the bar and wore gloves till he got back to the car. He said that 2012 song called Wash Your Hands. Song about washing your hands and wearing gloves. Has nothing to do with Keys to the Cuff. It's just a funny, if you know anything about a cult messages are always given in the unlikely of places. That's why cartoons is a very good study for those who study the occult, because they put so many jewels in a cartoon because you don't expect it. It's called Wash Your Hands. He's talking about putting gloves on. And I don't think he's talking about him. He's talking about predicting what's going to happen in society. If you listen to the bit after Wash Your Hands, it has nothing to do with washing your hands. The sound bites on that album are so on point, man. So he was tapped into something that, in my opinion, that a lot of cats aren't on. So I wanted to leave y'all with that, to recommend. And I'm gonna entertain, take some questions, chop it up with y'all. But I wanted to end the presentation by recommending that you go check out Keys to the Cuffs, JJ Doom. Listen to every song and pull up the lyrics as you do so. I personally believe, along with the information I share about focusing on your purpose, learning your life lessons, practicing healthy desires and doing things that you want to do, and having a spiritual practice that helps you gain greater enlightenment, along with studying that Keys to the Cuffs, I feel like that this will give you something to do on earth instead of focusing on things that do not serve you. Instead of arguing with people about vaccination and vaccines, about wearing a mask and not wearing a mask. It's the dumbest thing I ever thought of, yo. It's the dumbest thing I've heard of. Is how humans are in a position where one person can tell you, put this on, then we just comply. The same people you don't trust are telling you to do things that are dumb, in my opinion. Not check out Busta Rhymes' rant. They don't cancel him. What do you think will happen to Busta Rhymes, yo? You know what I'm saying? Just use your logic, use your mind. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just recommending that you raise your awareness and make choices that are better suited for you. I'll tell you this. You asked me if I've been vaccinated. My daughter ain't never been vaccinated. She's 9 years old. So that tells you how I feel about that. All right. So let me see what we got going on. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Okay, yeah, it must be a huge delay, yo. Huge delay. So I don't know. Honestly, man, this video might get taken down. I'm not sure, man. I wouldn't be surprised though, for real, for real. All right, so appreciate the super chats as well. I didn't see any questions with the super chat. I just see people just donated. Definitely appreciate that. Let me see if I missed anything. Yeah, Bree 82. I don't know. I ain't gonna repeat that, but I don't know, yo. It might be. Yeah, you could definitely put him on the altar. Trust and believe he God body, yo. He is not in the realm of the ancestor. That's a God. That's a God. When you transition, you can go into the realm of the ancestor. There's many levels of what they call the afterlife. That's why in the Bible it said, "In my Father's house there are many mansions." There's many levels of the afterlife. That's why in quantum mechanics they talked about the string theory. There's many levels of the afterlife. You can take a regular mundane afterlife where you go through a human existence, see the white light, meet your ancestors, stuff like that, or you can go into the realm of the gods. Trust and believe Doom is a god. When you become enlightened, when you reach higher levels of enlightenment, when you learn the greater secrets of the universe, which is to be learned on a personal level. It's not for me to share with you, and people sharing with you or 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 shortcutting, not shortcutting, but they're pimping you your blessings for real, for real. You need to find this out on your own. Once you learn about that, you'll know that you don't have to go to a human afterlife. You can go into the what I like to call the realm of the gods, which is a higher level of the afterlife. Yeah, appreciate all the donates, y'all. Appreciate all the donate. I would put a question with your donate if you had one. Michelle, I would say there are way more than 10 heavens. If you want to use those words, just using those words is way more than 10 heavens. You're very welcome. Somebody said, thank you for breathing new life back in them. That's why I wanted to come back on. I asked my accelerator, I said, are cats still really telling people what they should be doing, what they shouldn't be doing? And I get, y'all hear me joke all the time. People are telling me about the altar, like, gotta wear white, don't do altar work during your menstrual cycle. All these different things, man. People got more rules and regulations than what most people left, which was Christianity. As far as I know, Christianity have the 10 commandments. Y'all listen to conscious Negroes in the metaphysical and in the conscious community tell you that there's like god dang 30 million rules, yo. It's crazy. You listening to people that you don't need to listen to. Like I tell y'all all the time, eventually I don't want you listening to me. Once I got a certain level of understanding on my spiritual path, I tune out all my spiritual teachers I was listening to. If I do, it's strictly for entertainment. You are not here to follow man. You're here to follow your spirit. So once I got comfortable on my path, you know what I mean? And I talked to, and I had a brief exchange with Dr. Gibson. I knew it was time for me to follow my own path and rely on my own faculty, so to speak. So I challenge you to do the same. Once you get to a certain level, stop listening to people, including me, and just look at it as entertainment. If you're with a teacher, if you're in a class, if you're studying something and you're not growing and surpassing to the point where you feel like you don't need it, then in my humble opinion, you're being pimped. You're being led astray, amok, bamboozled, hoodwink. That's why El Haj Malik Shabazz put it like that, yo. A lot of y'all are being led astray and don't even know it. That's why I want to come here and put it back in, put the ball back in your court. You don't have to live the existence that you're living. There's a better way of living if you raise your awareness and make choices that best suit your higher self. So I don't want to belabor the point, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I repeated myself more in this video than I really ever do. But it's a certain message I wanted to get across. And that message is stop following these Negroes, yo. They're leading you astray. They don't have your best interests at heart, yo. I'm telling you that for sure. Okay, appreciate the super chat. Peace to you, brother. Peace to y'all too. Peace. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But I do have a question. She said, do you practice any specific spirituality or do you create your own? I am big on following what is in your heart. Some of you may follow Yoruba or be a Christian or follow Islam or be a 5%er or a Pan-African. Some of you may follow a set system that's already been established. Some of you may want to be a Moor and join the Moor science community, you know, but some of you may want to practice doing things on your own. I'm of the latter. I never felt the need to be part of any community, but I follow my own spiritual practice. So with that, I made my own. So I don't have a specific spiritual practice, like as far as that I can pinpoint, like Buddhism or Taoism or something like that, even though I've extrapolated from all the fields of study. My background, for real, is comparative religious studies. I've studied everything from the nation of gods of earth, from Father Allah, Clarence 13 Nets, peace and blessings be upon him. Grew up as a Christian, studied Taoism, studied the Orishas, studied Greek mythology, studied Judaism, I studied not everything, but I studied a lot of the different religious and spiritual sectors. And what I came out of that knowing was that they all basically saying the same damn thing. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Connect with nature, listen to nature. There's an afterlife. You have a lower self and a higher self. They all say the same thing. So with that, if you ask me if I'm Muslim, I say yes. You ask me if I'm atheist, I say yes. You ask me if I'm Christian, I say I'm all those things, because I've learned from every system and created a system that works best for me. So that what's worked for me, you have to find something that works for you. And like I said, it may be joining a group or joining a community or joining a spiritual set that's already established. Oh, you're welcome. Tamara, Latrice, appreciate that. Okay, so do y'all have any questions for me? Yeah, self-mastery, Bella. That's it's all. If you're not master yourself, then someone else is mastering you. If you're not your own master, then someone else is mastering you. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying it is what it is. If you're not your own master, then someone else is mastering you. I make instrumental music. I just want to know how I could use this as a guidance to better humanity. Music betters humanity already as it is. If you can put on a certain song and it puts you in a mood. You know what I'm saying? Like how many R&B cats said so many babies been made to my music? How many people said they have violent tendencies by listening to music? How many people listen to jazz to relax? So whatever kind of mood you want to tap into, there's music that accommodates that mood. So music has always been spiritual. That's why our ancestors used the drum and used different music in order to tap in. All right. I haven't fasted in a while, but I do what they call intermittent fasting. I haven't eaten today. I've already worked out too. I haven't eaten. It's 12:15. I'll probably eat my first piece of food when I get off of here. So I do intermittent fasting every day. But I was doing it before I knew it was a thing called intermittent fasting. Also in the book, How to Eat to Live, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, not condoning his exploits or anything that they said he did or anything like that. But in his book, How to Eat to Live, he talked about eating 1 meal a day. Now, those people call it OMAD, 1 meal a day, popular nowadays. Elijah Muhammad was talking about it in the 70s. So I'm a big proponent of fasting and eating in a way that's conducive for your betterment. Some people need to be vegan. Some people need to be vegetarian. Some people need to, you know what I mean? It depends on how you're built. I feel best when I don't eat meat, but I eat fish or seafood and fruit, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, mostly natural foods, and with a little bit of processed food. Like I'll still drink a milkshake or eat ice cream or something like that. But I believe in more of a balanced diet, but I haven't eaten pork in like 20 something years. Very rarely eat beef, very rarely eat chicken, very rarely eat anything besides fish or whatever. So that what works for me. You have to find out a diet that works for you. I would definitely be doing more lives. This, to be honest, this is the way I'm going to share my information. I'm not doing any more pre-recorded videos. I'm just going to put out a topic and I'm going to come through on live. Hold on. Did I miss a question on the super chat? Okay, is giving daily offerings, meditation, and fasting the best way to receive answers from deity, ancestors, and spirit? That's a very good recipe, but it may not be a recipe that works for you. Once again, you have to find out the combination that works for you. Are you hip to those combination locks where you turn it to the right to a number, turn it to the left to a number, then turn it to a right to a number? It's a combination lock. You have to find a combination that unlocks you, that unlocks the things that you can achieve high levels for your soul, the keys that unlock high levels for your mind, the keys that unlock to make your body proficient. You have to find the right combination for you. So giving daily offerings, meditation, and fasting, that seemed like a great recipe for me to receive guidance and answers from deities, ancestors, and spirit. That's a beautiful recipe, in my opinion. Somebody asked for my Cash App. That's SLE Myers. Remember too, if y'all want to join my community, where even though I haven't been on YouTube and social media, I have an accelerator program where I've been on there 3 days out of the month, three times per month we meet up. So if you want to make sure that you're connected with me, go to spiritualaccelerator.com and make sure to read all the information. You can join my community. Don't have to. I'm just saying, if you feel like you want guidance, that's the place where I go and people can pick my brain and get guidance and update me on what they're doing. Like there's people I have like a relationship with as far as like, teacher, student, and all that stuff or whatever, because they've been part of the membership. Shanika is one of them. SB got the juice. Like she's one of them. So I see her 3 days a week. So I've been able to monitor her journey and stuff like that. So definitely, I recommend that. If you feel like you need somebody, feel like you resonate with my energy, that's why I would recommend you go. And obviously, you know about L9shop.com. We appreciate everybody, man. That's one of the reasons I don't have to work, yo. L9shop.com. Make sure to support us through that. Shout out to my partner in wisdom, Son Sarah. Soul families are people that you have a soul connection with. Those are people that you have traveled through lifetimes on a soul level. They could be your blood family, or they could not be. But the what I heard, and it made sense to me, and this is what Dr. Gibson shared. He said, if you touch somebody, you've touched them in other lifetimes. If you have slept with somebody, you slept with them in other lifetimes. So the people that you're cool with, friends, family, co-workers, associates, and stuff like that, those are part of your soul family because you have traveled through lifetimes on a soul level. All right. Appreciate that, Sweet Pea. Thank you too, Chandra. Glad it was helpful, Bernice. Good to see you in the building. Oh, appreciate that. See, yeah, we got that official Motivite. We got our Motivite from the source. I definitely let her know. Hey, you let her know yesterday when we talked yesterday, Martina Scott. Hell, she might be listening anyway. Hey, yo, he said, I guess I must have been a celibate monk in a previous lifetime then. Yeah, I had some lifetime as a monk as well. In fact, my last lifetime was as a monk. Appreciate you, Chandra. So appreciate everybody for coming through, yo. We got up to like 200 something people. So, you know, that like my whole thing is, long as people are receptive to the message, when I have something to share, I'm going to come share it. If I come on here and there's nobody here, and you know what I mean, then I know my time is up. But I've had requests of people asking where I've been and stuff like that. And like I said, more importantly, the spirit told me it was time to come back and share the information. So I listen to spirit. I don't listen to human. I definitely don't listen to man. If anything, I'm gonna listen to a woman before I listen to a man. But I listen to spirit, and when spirit tells me to do something, I got to do it. So that's the reason why I came back. And as far as I know, I'm back. So I don't know when I'm gonna come back and do another live, but I will come do another live. It'll be the same format where I come through, put a message, put a title or something like that. We come through and chop it up. Definitely, I'm basically pretty much done with the step 1, step 2, do this, do that. It's 2021, man. So many people have instructional how to do videos. I don't want to add to the confusion. And this is a jewel. There's no one way to do anything. There's no one way to do anything. Everything we're dealing with in spirituality has multiple ways of doing it. The way I practice my altar work may be different than the way Shanika practices her altar work, or Scott and Martine practice theirs, or whatever. The key is to find a system that works best for you. So I don't feel like making any more instructional videos saying do this, do that, because there's many ways of doing it. And unless I have something new that I want to share as far as instructional, I'll make sure to make a video. But other than that, I'm not going to, because there's many ways to meditate, many ways doing an altar, many ways of doing everything, many ways of doing manifestation, doing magic, doing words of power, doing affirmations. Anybody telling you there's one way, they're idiots. And I ain't mixing my words, they're idiots. And they're having a hidden agenda. Don't listen to people who have a hidden agenda, yo. You know what I'm saying? So I'll leave y'all with that. So love you too, mama. Love you too, mama. So I don't see any other questions. I don't see any other super chats. So I'm hungry for real, for real. So until next time, y'all, peace.